Hello everyone. Welcome to this session on word power made easy shots. These sessions are being taken by me, Shilpa Jha. Before I begin, I would like to say that if you're an educator at an academy, or if you're an educator, or if you want to be an educator and actually life of millions of students around, then please download the Unacademy Educator app. The link to the app is given in the video below. Right. So today we are going to cover session 7 to session 10. Right, we're going to go about the same way. We'll cover the roots first and then we'll get to know the meaning, and hopefully it's going to be an interesting session. Right, so today we're basically going to talk about doctors and practitioners. Right, so let's start. The first thing is chiro, C-H-I-R-O. What's chiro? Chiro is a root word which means hand. Right, so and then podus on the opposite, P-O-D-O-S, podus or P-O-U-S, it means feet. Right. And then you have Mancy, M-A-N-C-Y. Mancy means prediction, right? So I have a word chiropody. Now when I say chiropody, what does it mean? Chiropody basically means the treatment of feet. Just say, we have corn or we have any other foot ailments. So those ailments are taken care of by these doctors who are chiropodists, right? So chiropody is basically the treatment of the feet, right? Next we have chirography. Now if I say graphene, graphene is a word, the root word, which means to write. So chirography actually means someone who writes well, but then otherwise I think this word has been obsolete. The word that is used now is calligraphy. So calligraphy is basically when you write well, people who have a good handwriting. You know how good an expression can be. I mean, like when you write well, how good that can be. So calligraphy is basically good handwriting, and similarly caco, C-A-C-O, caco means bad. So cacography means something that is really bad. So that is bad handwriting, because caco means bad, graphene means to write, so cacography means bad handwriting. Right. Next we have chiromancy. What's chiromancy? Now I told you mancy means prediction or foretelling. So chiromancy is actually the art of predicting. जिसे हम बोलते हैं जैसे आप जाते हो कुछ लोगों के पास जो हाथ देखते हैं आपका, और हाथ देख के आपका भविष्य बताते हैं. So basically those people, they are practicing chiromancy. So chiromancy is basically forecasting or predicting something on the basis of foretelling it, right? So you get it. Chiromancer, of course, I told you what is chiromancy. So chiromancer is a guy who's practicing chiromancy, as simple as that, right? All right. So next I have octo, O-K-T-O, octo. Octo means 8, right? So what would an octopus mean? Octopus is basically an animal with 8 feet. Similarly, if I say platypus, so platypus means broad. So platyus, P-L-A-T-Y-S, platypus means broad. So what would platypus mean? Platypus basically means some animal who has broad feet. So I hope you're getting the idea, right? It's not so difficult. I hope you understand how easy it is, right? Or next I have tri, T-R-I, tri. Tri means 3. Tri means 3. So when I say tripod, I already told you pod means feet. So tripod is something that has 3 feet. And I'm sure if you guys have done a lot of experiments, or if you're from science background, you know what a tripod means. Next, I told you, next we have podium. So podium basically means a level on which you can put your feet. So if you've seen people who give these big lectures and all that, they stand on podiums, right? So you know what a podium is now. Gymnasium, similarly a place to go to the gym. You can put your feet in the gym, so that is gymnasium. Stadium, again. So I don't think I need to tell this to you. I think you would have definitely got the idea of what it is, right? Okay, let's move on to graphene. Like I told you, graphene means to write. Callous, K-A-L-L-O-S. Callous means beauty. Caco, C-A-C-O, caco means bad. We're going to get into this. Caco means bad, right? Cardia, K-A-R-D-I-A. Cardia means heart. Photos means light. Photon, light, you've already read it. So photos means light, right? Tele means distance. And bios means life, right? So when I say graphologist, what's a graphologist? I told you L-O-G-O-S, logos means study of something. So when I say graphologist, graphene means to write. So graphologist is basically somebody who analyzes handwriting, right? I think you get the point. So somebody who analyzes writing is a graphologist. Next I get to calligraphy. Calligraphy I think we already covered, I already told you. So grapheme means to write. So calligraphy is good handwriting, right? Next is cardiograph. Now I told you grapheme means to write, cardio means graph. So what can this be? Cardiograph is basically an instrument which measures the reading of the heart. So it's basically a heart writer, if I tell you in an easy language. So that is cardiograph. Next you have photograph. What is a photograph? Now we know photo means light and graph means to write. So photograph means something, you know what a photograph is, something that is written by light, right? Next you have phonograph. Phonograph is something that is written by sound. So it's a sound writer, right? Telegraph. Tele I told you means distance. So telegraph is something that is distance, that's a distance writer. Biography, bio means your own self. So biography is that your own life writing, right? Alright. Next we have geras. Geras. That means old age. Next you have latria. Latria means medical healing. My pronunciation on these words might be a little shaky, but you would get the point. And as I had told you, after going through this session, I would really recommend you go through the book, because then I'm very sure that you're going to retain these words very well, right? So and you have senex. Senex. What does senex mean? It means old, right? Now let's get on to the words. So geriatrician. Who can be a geriatrician? Geriatrician is basically somebody who actually deals with old people. The doctor who deals with the problems of old people is a geriatrician, right? Next you have senile. Senil. Now I told you senex means old. Senex, senex means old. So what does senile mean? Senile actually means somebody, when you grow old, then you show signs of aging, like some people tend to forget things. Mostly I think old age this happens, or wrinkles or something. So when you say senile, senile is deterioration of your young age, right? Next is adolescent. Adolescent means to grow up, right? Or when you're growing up as an adult, so that particular age, that phase is called an adolescent phase. Right. Next we have obsolete. Obsolete, is obsolete. So something that is no more in use, that is obsolete. Senior means older, right? And senate, senate means an old counselor, right? Originally a counselor of the elders, or otherwise an old counselor. All right. Okay. Next we come to a very interesting area, that is all related to psychology. Something that we've been interested in, because something that that is really required at this age, because all of us, we tend to, and especially at your the focus, you tend to be deviated, you tend to be sad, depressed at times. So that's how. Okay, let's move on. So psych, psyche, psych means sound, spirit and soul of mind, right? Latria I told you means medical healing. Logos means the science or study. Pathos means suffering. Alright, soma, S-O-M-A, soma means body, and genesis means birth or origin. Let's see. Now let's start. Psychologist. So like I told you, psych means mind, logos means study. So psychologist is somebody who studies the mind, right? Basically, what do you do when you go to a psychologist? He tries to study your mind. He's going to get into yourself. He's going to get into you and your problems. And basically what he does, he psychoanalyzes you, which is, he can also be called a psychoanalyst. What does a psychoanalyst means? Analyst, he would, find out some conclusion on the basis of certain facts that he knows, or certain, certain things, that the observations that he draws out. So when you go to a psychologist, basically, the psychoanalysis of, he's taking your psychoanalysis, right? Alright. Next is psychopathic. So psychopathic, I told you, pathos means pain. So it's a disease. So psychopathic basically means someone who is suffering from a mental or emotional disorder, right? It happens at times when you are depressed, maybe, or the loss of some dear one, or even breakup at times, right? So people are really upset and sad, so they might become psychopathic. Next is psychosomatic. Psychosomatic is caused by an aggravated mental factor or stress or illness. I will tell you a very good example of psychosomatic. For example, suppose you don't want to go to a meeting, right? So you keep thinking about it and that you don't want to go, and you catch a cold, right? So you just imagine how you caught a cold. It is not because of anything that happened. I mean, it's not because of some changes in your body. It's more because of what happened to your mind, which actually related to a change in your body, right? So that is psychosomatic. Or otherwise, I can give you another example. For example, you become depressed because say your parents expected a lot out of you and that did not happen. So you tend to develop asthma, right? You go to a doctor, the doctor says, no, you're fine, you don't have any problem. So then what do? You go to a psychologist. When you go to a psychologist, then you actually realize that the problem is somewhere in the problem is somewhere in the upbringing, because maybe because of that you you developed some kind of anxiety and that's somehow related to asthma. So now you can understand what psychosomatic means. So basically it's something that has been developed more by the mind, the problem that has come out from the mind more than something that has come out from your regular illness, right? Alright, so psychoanalysis also I told you. Alright. Next we have orthos. So orthos means straight, right? Odontos. Odontos. Odontos means teeth. Peri means around, surrounding, right? Endo means inside and ex means outside. That's very simple, right? So when I say orthodontist, if you say ortho, I say straight, odontos, I say tooth. So what can it mean? So orthodontist is somebody who is related to the straightening of the teeth. Somebody who is related to the straightening of the teeth is an orthodontist, right? Now I have an endodontist. Endodontist, what will he do? He will work out on the pulp and the root canal therapy. That's a very painful treatment, but the root canal therapy and the pulp will be taken care by the endodontist. And when I say exodontist, I told you exo means out. So exo means somebody who is involved in root extraction, right? So that is going to be an exodontist. And what about a periodontist? Periodontist is somebody who is going to take care of your gums. So next time you go to a dentist, you are going to know which dentist is going to treat you or who is curing you, right? I hope so. Just go through the sessions again and I'm sure you will do it. Okay. Next we have optikos. O-P-T-K-I-O-S. Optikos means vision, right? Metron means measurement. M-E-T-R-O-N. Metron means measurement. Thermo means heat. Baros means weight. And spagmos means pulse. Now you are going to get all the words that I have said. Thermometer. What's a thermometer? Thermometer is something that is used to measure heat. This is very common. I think we all know what a thermometer is. So that's easy, right? Barometer is used to measure the atmospheric pressure, right? Next we have sphygmomanometer. Sphygmomanometer is something that measures blood pressure. Please go through the root words. I think you have seen the root words. I mean, you've just heard the root words, so you know. Metric system, metron, I said measurement. So metric system comes from there, right? Next we have osteo. O-S-T-E-O. Osteo means bone. And pathos means suffering, that we had gone through before. So osteopathy is a disease of the bones. It's like there are some people, orthopedic surgeons, they cure the bones, right? But osteopathy, it was started long back. Osteopathy does not involve any sort of surgery or something. They use massage and these kind of treatments to actually cure you, right? So that is osteopathy. Osteopathic is obviously somebody who is dealing with this, somebody who is actually a practitioner of osteopathy. Alright. Next we have thermometer. I said thermometer is used to measure the heat. So I think that's it for today, guys. We have completed session 7 to 10 today. That's really amazing. And again, I would suggest the same thing. Please go back to the book. Please do the exercises. I'm very sure you're going to understand it very easily now. And we are going to catch up very soon again for another session of Word Power Made Easy Shots. Till then, have a great time. See you guys. Bye-bye.